Hello everyone. We will now see our next tutorial, that is creation of 1D connector element. So connector 3D is what we call in Abacus solver. We call it as a joint J element in OptiStrut and MPC 184 in ANSYS solver. So we'll see how to create this 1D connector element in CAENexus. In this tutorial, we will be using this two plate assembly. So these two plates are connected with each other through bolted connection. So there will be bolts at these four locations and we will be using a connector element to connect these two plates. So let's see the CAD model first. You can see here on my screen, I have opened the two plate assembly. So these are the two plates and those will be connected with each other through bolts at these four locations. You can see that we have added the necessary tags here. So these four parts, that is bolt 1 to bolt 4, those represents the bolt, and we have added the necessary tagging here. For example, we added a Kinku class because we want to create a connector element, and we added a no mesh class for these four parts because we don't want the mesh is to be created for these parts. That's all from the CAD side. We will now see the details related to abstract model file. You can see here I have opened the abstract model file, and this file does not include the attribute for connector element. Also, it does not include the attribute for coupling element. So we'll see now how to create both these attributes in CAENexus. So prior to that, maybe I'll just cover one more point. So we are actually looking for this kind of connection. So we have two plates and those are connected with each other at these four locations. So you know that this blue color, it represents your coupling element, and the light blue color is nothing but your connector element which will be connecting your coupling element. So we'll now see how to create this connection in CAENexus. Let's now first create the coupling element attribute. So you know that how to create that attribute. We have seen it in couple of earlier tutorials. So for that we will use this Kinku class. I'll just select the closure entity, that is unpruned 2D of interface of Kinku. Then I'll go in the problem definition tab. I'll click on create. Then I'll click on coupling and I'll just select the kinematic coupling, that is RB2. So it will open the attribute editor. So you can see here in the model association, the unpruned 2D of interface of Kinku, that abstract entity is present, and this is actually our first connection. I'll just select the geometric reasoning method here, that is group of connect entities of same SCOM. Then I'll just set my second connection entity. So my second connection would be the center of first connection. So I'll just select first connection here and I'll keep the geometric reasoning method as it is. Then I'll just set the degrees of freedom appropriately. I'll just select all the degrees of freedom here, and with this I am done with the kinematic coupling attribute. So you know that with this attribute we are defining our first connection and second connection. So first connection in this case is the peripheral node or the independent node of my RB2, and the second connection is my reference node or the dependent node. So with this I'll just click on apply and close, and this way we are done with the creation of coupling attribute. Again, as I said earlier, you will find more details about the geometric reasoning method in the geometric reasoning guide, which is present in the installation directory. Let's now create connector attribute. For that, I will use the same abstract entity, that is unprone 2D of interface of Kinku. Then I'll go in create, I'll just select element and I'll just click on connector, that is join G element. So this will open my attribute editor. So you can see here we have the model association with the geometric reasoning method, and now I'll just set my second connection, that is nothing but the same abstract entity. So I'll just set the same abstract entity, that is unpruned 2D of interface of Kinku, and I'll keep the geometric reasoning method as it is. Then there are options available what kind of connector you want to create. So I'll just select here maybe rigid link joint or the rigid beam joint. One can set the any kind of joint based on the requirement. I'll not select any coordinate system here, and I'll just keep other fields as it is. So this way I'm setting up my connector attribute. So what we have done here, so with the model association, what I'm saying that I want the center of this abstract entity as my model association. So that would be my one end of my connector element. In the second connection, I'm saying that I want the center of this second connection. So that would be my second end of the connector element. And with this information, software will create a connector element between the model association and second connection. Again, you'll find the more details about all the geometric reasoning methods in the geometric reasoning guide, which is present in the installation directory. So I'll just click on apply and close, and with this we are done with the creation of connector attribute. Let's now create the simulation model. So all of you know that for creating simulation model, one need to click on this icon. Then we'll ask for the CAD model, which is to be linked with the abstract model file. So I'll just select this two plate assembly here. I'll click on open, and my simulation model will get created now. So you can see here, this is the simulation model. Let's see the attribute which we created. So I'll just see the coupling attribute first. I'll just open it. So you can see here when I'm clicking on this first connection, then it is highlighting some geometric entity. Maybe I'll just make it transparent so that we can see those geometric entities. So this will be my first connection, and the second connection would be the center of my first connection. So with this attribute, we are going to create a RB2 element whose independent nodes will be on the plates, and the dependent node would be at the center of these geometric entities. Let's see our connector attribute also. So I'll just open that attribute. So you can see here in the model association, we have given unprone 2D of interface of Kinku. So it is highlighting a respective geometric entity, and we have set the GR method or the geometry reasoning method that to calculate the center of these geometric entities. So connector element, you know that we need the 2 point. So 1 point would be the center of this model association entity, and the second point would be the center of my second connection. So in the second connection also we have set up the same abstract entity. That's why it is highlighting the same geometric entity. So we are going to get a 1 point from model association and 1 point from the second connection, and software will create a connector element between these 2 points. We can also on the preview mode. Maybe I'll just show that. I'll just click on view, then I'll click on preview, and I'll click on. So this will on my preview mode. So you can see here the dark blue color is nothing but the coupling element, and the light blue you can see the light blue element is the connector element connecting your coupling elements. Maybe I can hide two plates so that we can see those elements in better way. Maybe I'll just select this class. I'll just hide selected. Yes, so you can see here this dark blue, it represents the coupling element, whereas light blue element which is connecting the coupling element is nothing but a connector element. So this way one can create the connector element. So with this we are done with this tutorial. If you guys have any question or any queries, then please feel free to contact at support@novusnexus.com and we'll get back to you accordingly. So I just thanks everyone and we'll now meet in the next tutorial. Till then, have a good day. Bye.